Jimmy, you will save me from yelling and screaming. Jimmy, go ahead, do it for me.
Yes, in the World Marxist Review, which is a Soviet publication from the 80s and also American Communist Press, they talk about the changes in the Catholic Church since Vatican II. Basically, they're talking about the communist influence. In fact, that's what they call it, communist influence in the Catholic Church since Vatican II. It's not just the Catholic Church, all religions, including the Muslim religion.
And you ought to throw in including the Jewish religion. Don't give anyone a pass.
Well,
go to any Reform synagogue, you'll hear the same rubbish.
The Communist Party celebrates Passover. They get greetings from Congressman Charlie the Red Wrangle. It is all the religions. That's the strategies of Antonio Gramsci. Let me read you just one sentence from a liberation theology book. In the developed capitalist countries, Christians ought to undertake political tasks oriented towards world peace and to disarm their immense economic and political apparatus.
Disarm. Well, that's exactly what Karl Marx preached. But now what you're saying is liberation theologians decided to do it through the church itself.
Right. That's the change in the communist movement. This is why I've been saying we didn't win the Cold War. Communism has been unleashed. Criminalism, communism, terrorism, that's all part of the...
And, Jimmy, by the way, you've been a caller to my show and others for at least 20 years. I recognize your voice. I was worried that they had finally gotten you with the black hood and the black car. I'm glad to see that the NSA hasn't affected you.
No, they're not going to shut me up. I just had different hours and stuff, but I try to listen to your show as much as I can, and I would love to send you documents. Man, I have...
No, I can't. It's like listener food. Dear Mike, we love you. We baked this cake for you. I can't accept it, Jimmy.
Enemy documents.
Dear Mike, we love you. We made this wine special, Bobby and I did, in our winery. We corked it ourselves, Mike. Please enjoy it with Teddy. So, Jimmy, let me ask you something. Are you going to be able to listen to me at 3 o'clock when I move over to drive time in New York?
I'm gonna, whenever I can. Whenever I'm able to have a radio playing, I'll listen.
Will they let you out of the place for the hour?
I'm going to keep listening as much as I can.
All right, Jimmy, you've been around a long time, and everyone knows Jimmy. They know his voice, and Jimmy is absolutely the sharpest guy in America on how the commies have infiltrated everything. You can laugh at it if you want. I mean, it used to be a laughing joke in the 60s. Yeah, the commies this, the commies that. Jimmy, you were right. They're everywhere.
I was right.
That's the truth. They're everywhere, Jimmy, everywhere you turn.
Elections, the Catholic Church, the Christian...
But, Jimmy, in the 80s, the Catholic Church opposed communism. How many priests were killed by the communists during the Russian Revolution? They burnt churches to the ground. They sacked the churches, and they killed priests. How many priests were killed by Adolf Hitler?
Not as many, but he did kill them.
Yes, he did kill them. So any fascism kills priests. Now, the church had long been anti-communist, anti-fascist. How is it now that the church is embracing communism?
Well, this is the liberation theology. The communists have a plan. People don't understand that. You can't kill them. You could hold them back. You could push them down, but they keep fighting. They used to try to destroy the church. Then they figured, don't destroy it. Let's utilize it. When you get a guy wearing a collar or an imam wearing the Muslim getup, when they talk to a large congregation, they have more power than a single communist on a street corner. And this is how we have Muslim terror today. It's incredible. All the religions, and I have the communist publications bragging about training imams and priests and reverends and rabbis. They've been doing it for decades, and nobody's been really paying attention.
Mm-hmm. Well, there we go. I try to listen to the show while I'm speaking with callers like yourself and try to hear it through the ears of the average American, harried, busy, worker driving home or whatever they're doing right now. And it sounds bizarre. If they're really not into it the way we are, Jimmy, they probably think we're full of it and we're just nuts, paranoid, right-wing guys. They don't really understand what's going on. I know they don't. They think it's laughable. This is something that the goofball fake comedians on television whose scripts are written for them by far brighter men would make a mockery of at night about, those right-wingers think the Pope's a commie. And then they want them to laugh. This is what goes on in our country, Jimmy.
Well, we didn't say the Pope's a commie. We said there's communist influence in the church.
That is correct. And by the way, all of those wonderful comedians who read the material written for them by far smarter men, the Jon Stewarts, etc., have they given up their fortunes to the poor, although they espouse liberation theology and their cryptic humor?
I don't know of any of them. In fact, it's the liberal types who give very little money to...
How about Leon DiCaprio? Leon DiCaprio is a big speaker about the environment. He flies all over the world with basically, let us say, loose women. God bless him. That's what he wants to do. He's not a family man. Flies all over the world, yachting, this and that. How much of his wealth is he giving away to the poor? Or that other fraud? The other ones, all of them in the media, all of the Hollywood idiots who talk the talk and don't walk the walk. I haven't seen them give up their fortunes. Have you?
No, Al Gore, too. Look at the Clintons. They were giving their dirty old socks and underwear and writing it off as a tax loss.
Yeah. Don't you love it? Or how about all of these guys with the 400-foot yachts who talk about liberation theology through their movies? I think Harvey Weinstein gave away much this year.
They don't know.
If Harvey Weinstein wanted to give away his dirty underwear, I don't think anybody would want it, but let's let that go. It's a family show. Jimmy, thanks for calling. It is, you know what it is? It's the Savage Nation at 47 minutes after the hour. I'll be right back.
Join the Savage Nation. Call now, 855-400-SAVAGE.